Macros, Mindset, and Muscles.
I'm Coach James.
And I'm Coach Brittany.
We're here to give you the truth about health and fitness.
No gimmicks, no bullshit, just facts.
Good morning, Phoenix fam.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
It's been a couple weeks since we've been here on the mic.
Yeah, speaking of that, if I sound a little more intelligent, a little more savvy, a little more informed, that's because I have a new microphone. And you're welcome.
That was the magic solution. That was the problem the whole time.
This whole time.
It was just the microphone.
Well,
it's not a you problem. It's the microphone.
That's
right?
why you sounded so good on here, is because that microphone. So now I have that microphone.
Okay, whatever you have to tell yourself.
Yeah.
We'll let you feel better about yourself because of a microphone.
Yep.
Anyway, so we're going to just do a little recap here, talk about the last couple weeks, some of our thoughts, what's going on, what's coming, all that good stuff. We originally, we took a week off because we went out of town for Ryder's birthday. Ryder's our youngest. He's 9 now. And we took him to the beach and, had a good little weekend trip it was more than a weekend, a few days. But we decided to take that week off and not stress podcasting. And then 2 days after we came back from the trip, Jessie flew in for her show. So she flew in on April 30th, and she had her show on May the 4th. And we originally were going to podcast.
Yeah, we were going to do it, but we just...
Some stuff happened, and we'll talk about that. But
yeah,
Jessie's show, let's recap it. She came in, she looked awesome, even though she's all up in her head, but she's crazy.
That's just diet brain.
I know, prep brain.
Like, she don't know she don't even know what word she's saying.
So she came in, she looked awesome. We really got to tweak things like a lot that week because she was here, so I could see her like throughout the day and like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and have some, carbs, or let's go ahead and have an extra rice cake right now, or whatever. Like I could keep a really close eye on her midsection and particularly her lower abdomen, because she tends to bloat a little like in her lower abdomen.
So for everybody that doesn't know, like when you compete in bodybuilding, it's an art in itself, especially when it comes to peak week, which is the last week leading up to the show. And you're looking and watching the body change almost after every meal.
Yeah. So you're depleted, right? Prep, like when you're competing, it's all about dieting down, losing as much body fat as possible for whatever division you're competing in. Like, the more intense your division, the more intense your leanness needs to be. So with that, like you're spending X amount of weeks, months, maybe even a year, like dieting down, trying to lose body fat to fit into this category. And then in peak week, if your prep has been done well and you're lean enough, it's about filling out. And usually in peak week, like you do cut some things out to minimize like inflammation and bloating. Your workouts, decrease a little bit, your cardio goes down. And then if it's right for you, like you get an increase in calories and carbs so that you're not flat and your muscles look fuller.
And you're just manipulating carbs and sodium and all these things just to time everything just perfect for when you're on stage, that everything is looking its very best. So it is very intense. It's very methodical.
Peak week is like a big science experiment.
Yeah.
And it's not the same for every person.
How much
every
water
person
you're
is
having,
different.
everything is controlled.
So we were able to do that like in person. And, her and Brandon, her husband, they came and they stayed with us for a week. And we had a lot of fun. And we celebrated after Jessie's show. And now she's back to it.
I don't know how she did in the show.
In the show, she competed in the novice class, which novice... people who've competed or competing in the novice class, they have either not competed before or they have competed before, but they haven't won their class. So they're inexperienced. Whereas true novice, or not true novice, it's debut in the OCB. They have never competed before. It's the first time on stage.
Newbies.
So Jessie has competed before. So she did novice and she did open. And open is like the pro qualifier. At this show, you had to win your open class and then win the open overall to get your pro card in that division.
Yeah.
So Jessie won her novice class. So she got first out of 5. Was it 5?
Yes.
Okay. So she got 1 out of 5
In the novice.
in her novice class. And then in her open class, she got 2nd out of 4. So she was right there.
So close. So close.
We know what we need to work on. We are still waiting for the judges' feedback to like really hone in on it. But I have a good idea of, like, as her coach, what she needs to bring up. And we're going to work on that. But we're still going to push a little bit harder and go at it for one more show in about 8 weeks.
Yeah. She won a sword, and actually her sword is right here.
Yeah, we have her sword.
I've been playing with her sword. So funny thing is, it wouldn't fit in her luggage to fly back to Florida.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have to ship it to her after I'm done playing with it, and I buy my own sword. But yeah, we have your sword, Jessie.
Yeah.
We'll get it to you.
And Ryder, when Jessie was here and Jessie was like, "Hey, Ryder, I want a sword." And Ryder's like, "Will you take pictures of me with it?"
Yeah. It was a ninja.
So that was a fun week and a fun weekend, and we miss him already, but she's back to work and she's kind of tuning back in. So if you see her on social, give her some encouraging words, tell her good job, and help keep her spirits high, because prep is definitely a emotionally, physically, mentally draining experience, and you are definitely your like biggest nagging voice in prep, and
you can trust your own judgment.
You can really beat yourself down, and that's why like having a coach in prep is
essential.
Yeah, such a great tool.
Speaking of a coach in prep, I got a new coach. I've had coaches in the past, and I've learned a lot from them, and then finally I've decided to hire Brittany as I figured, honest to God, is I've done 2 shows in the past, and Brittany has been by my side through every prep. She's seen me do different training styles. She's seen me doing different diets. She's seen 2 different approaches, and nobody knows my body better than she does and how I respond, positive and negative. And so I gave the keys to the car for Brittany to drive.
I mean, I already drive in every other aspect of life. So.
Yeah, right up on the curb.
Whoops.
Oops. But anyway, so yes, Brittany is handling my programming and my nutrition, because we decided that we are doing a show, and it's official. It's a year from now. I have a year. We all have a year to make improvements and to get ready for it. And
we're doing it as a group. So it'll be myself,
team.
James, Jessie, Brandon. We'll share more when we're ready to share specifics, but for now, that's our plan.
But I'm speaking on it because, like, I want to, like, you need to make it real. When somebody's like, "I got this goal," hey, I have this goal, blah, 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 and don't want to say anything because they don't want anybody else to hold them accountable to it, in case they're like, "I'm not feeling it today," and then they just like slack. But like, I'm gonna throw it out there. Like, I'm doing a show. If you see me slacking, come at me, bro.
Well, and some people will say they're going to do something. They get that dopamine hit from saying, like, I'm going to do a show or I'm going to do this. And then they don't follow through with it. So, like, they get that initial dopamine hit, but they don't get the satisfaction of, like, going through the process and actually getting to that point of whatever they spoke on. Yeah. And they just keep saying different things. So, like, I'm going to do this, or, hey, guys, exciting news, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing this. And then they don't follow through.
I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. But they don't ever do anything.
So.
But I'm not saying it like that. I'm not going to keep repeating on it. I'm just putting it out there because I want the extra accountability. I want, the encouragement. I want the support. I want all of it. I want to do my best. and for me to really just like commit myself to it, like I want like throwing it out there. I want everybody to be like, all right, that's why he's doing that. Okay. Anyway, that's my little spiel. Back to
And
Brittany.
I'm doing it because we do things together. We suffer together better than like I can't really say like we've competed in the same shows, so we've been suffering at the same time. And when we did our show in 2022, that was our first year like we actually lived together. So we were in the midst of moving and big lifestyle changes, and we really still committed to that process. And it was a big process,
Yeah.
you know.
This time's different.
It's different.
Life's a lot different these days.
It is. We're happy. Like,
Yeah, like I
there's
don't
no
have.
negative feelings. Like, I got to do this. I got to prove myself. And it's more like, I got to do this because I want to do
Yeah,
this.
my motivations behind this are completely different than in the past. It was like an outlet. It was a way of doing something to feel good about because everything else was going on. It was so hectic and crazy. But this time it's like, hey, life's good. I want to do this with my friends, and I want everyone to do well. You know,
Yeah.
I'm seriously like less concerned about like how I do. Although, like, of course, you want to do well, but like, I really want to just be part of it with my friends and my family.
Because I know, like, we've done, okay, so like when we did Knox in 2022, like that was a great show. It was well put together. We traveled together. We brought Trinity, our teenager. We brought her with us, and then we brought another client/friend with us, and having that support system there was great. We also met up with our friend Jamie, who is a competitor, and she competed in the Memphis show with us, and then she competed again in 2022 in the Knox show with us, and we actually met like on TikTok when I was in my first prep, like in 2020.
Yeah.
So, having it's just funner. It's more fun with a group. And like when we're backstage, and like the different divisions. So like Jamie would go first and we would get like pictures of her and cheer her on and like help her. And then vice versa, like when I would go on or you would go on, like it's just really, it's cool to have like a team.
It definitely is. That first show, like I went dark. I was like, I isolated myself from everything, cut everything off. I was like, I'm not even going to watch TV. I'm not going to do this. It's just like, I'm in the zone. Nobody will outdo me. I'll suffer everyone.
Well, it showed too. We were watching shows every night. We started watching Game of Thrones. Remember?
Yeah.
We were watching Game of Thrones because I got you into that. And then we were having our protein milkshakes like every night up until like we couldn't have them. That was brutal. You remember when we couldn't have them?
I love that thing.
That was like our
But then the
secret.
second one was a different experience, and this one now is going to be completely different. And it's the process. I know what everybody knows what to expect now. If once you've done one show, but some people in the group it's their first show, and so be able to be there for them, it's going to be awesome. Like to be backstage with them, help them get ready, help them get prepped up. Like not just as a coach because that's awesome too, but also as like a friend. So really looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a process, and it's different for each one of us, like in the group too. So I have the most body fat to lose. Like I am thicker by nature. I bombed my reverse coming out of the last show. I put on a bunch of weight, so I have to cut a lot longer. It's just going to be a slower process. So like for me, I'm hitting it hard now. And then I also committed to running a whole ass marathon at the end of the year. And I'm following through with that. I fundraise for St. Jude. So even if I end up walking the second half of it, whatever, like I'm going to do it because I committed to it. So when I start training for St. Jude in the fall, I will not be cutting my calories. I will actually go back up to maintenance, if not a little bit higher, to kind of feel my body for those miles I'll be putting on during the week, like training. And then once the race is done, then it's back into, like maybe a 2-week diet break or like a 2-week break and then hit it hard again.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone who's doing the show, everybody's body's different. Just like in life, everybody's is different, but we're all going to be in different phases. We've all got different experience levels. We all have different everything, and so yeah, yours is you got a year to come down. I've got a year trying to build back up, and it's like
And in case y'all are wondering, I'm coaching myself, but I'm having Jessie and James be
oh
my objective eyes
oh my eyes are on.
because
Make sure you're not like having a little bitesy here.
when it
little-
comes to nutrition and macros, like that is like my specialty. Like I shine with nutrition, even in prep. Like, I mean, I do all the cooking, the meal prepping, everything. Like I can handle the macro and workout part of it. What will probably be harder for me is like looking at my pictures when I'm in like mental fog state, prep
Oh.
brain, and I'm feeling like I'm not good enough, and I know that Jesse and James will be like, look, this is where you're at. This is what it looks like. This is our opinion of what we think, and it will be an honest opinion. It won't be no sugarcoating, fucking flowers and rainbows and shit like that. Like I want the truth. My first show I wasn't ready, and I wish somebody would have told me that I wasn't ready.
I understand.
I don't regret doing that show because I got the experience, but I do wish that somebody had said you're not ready yet.
Yeah, and trying to coach yourself is difficult because I know for me, like I will push myself to extremes, and I need someone to be like, "Don't do that. That's too much. Sit down." Or, "Hey, you need to be training this." Because if I'm writing my program, maybe not even intentionally, but just subconsciously, like I'm avoiding certain things that
Legs.
Oh, your mic cut out. Something's wrong with your mic. Yeah, I got an old spare one you can use. But like, yeah, or in my core and stuff like that, like things that I don't like training, but like I need to, and also the accountability. Like, I love working out. I'll work out no matter what, but having those extra set of eyes to look at your body, non-biased and be like, hey, you need to up this, or you need to increase this, or decrease that, or
hey, stop getting up in the middle of the night and eating cookie dough.
Look, bro, that was like one time.
Stop getting up in the middle of the night and drinking coffee creamer.
That that did happen. That happened. I'm gonna blame
We
that.
definitely will not be keeping Pop-Tarts in the house. I can
know
tell
what?
you that much.
I'm gonna be watching every mother thing that goes in your mouth. I know you be sneaking little bites here and there too.
I'm a grazer. That is my problem. I am a grazer.
I'll start popping you.
I will pop you.
I'm gonna pop you. And then I'm gonna start like.
Since I do all the cooking, I guess you'll just have to start cooking, and then I won't be taking little bites and nibbles because I don't have to taste my food as I go.
Huh.
How about that?
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Talk that talk.
I mean, whatever.
So to kind of document this journey too, we've decided that we're going to put a little energy into our YouTube.
Oh yeah.
We have a YouTube. We don't, we haven't like really utilized it. I do some videos and they're like unlisted for clients and stuff like that, but we're going to have like a series, day in the life type stuff. We'll drop like a video a week and we'll do like a his and hers perspective.
Mine's pretty boring. It's like you watch one episode, you probably got the same gist of like how the rest of the episodes are going to go for me. Like, yep, I'm walking. Yep, I'm eating the same things.
But that's what prep is, It's a lot of the same boring, mundane shit every single day. It's checking the boxes,
in fitness in general, like it's the repetitive, boring things that make people successful. It's the daily habits that you just do each day. The food choices you do each day, the movement each day, your water each day, getting enough sleep each day. Like everybody thinks this is some fancy thing, but it's not. It's all the little things.
Yeah. So we'll be together like on some of the days.
God, this new microphone's hot.
Like
Did you hear me?
Wednesday?
It's like all the things.
So
All the
Wednesdays
things.
we're typically together, Saturdays, Sundays. So we'll have some joint perspectives in there. I haven't figured out how we're going to edit that. Like if we'll put those in each of our videos or if we'll just compile everything into
I
one.
think we just compile it all into one. Like mine are typically going to be short clips anyway. I'm not really rattling on about much. You can just kind of insert, right? While you're at home, you're like, also, while James was over here, yeah, I'm doing this.
Maybe.
Bye.
We'll see. We'll play with it because we have videos from this week to go ahead and get the first episode going, and we'll kind of just go from there. It's going to be a process. We've
Yeah.
never YouTubed before. We got to figure out, how we want it to go. It'll be a process. So we'll drop that YouTube like in the show notes and stuff. That way you can follow along and hit subscribe. It'll be raw. I can tell you that much. We're not the sugarcoating like, oh, life is grand. This shit's easy. Like, just fucking do it. We'll talk about our struggles.
You might even hear us talk shit to each other.
You will definitely hear us talk shit to each other. You hear us talk shit to each other all the time.
I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
I'm the supportive.
You were
encouraging.
literally just talking shit to me before we started this episode.
There's no witness. No, nobody saw that.
I did. I was recording you.
Deny. False news.
Kai saw it.
Yeah, look at him. Squirrel. 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 That's our dog looking out the door. I mean, the window.
Yeah, one of the doggies. Kai is the official window guarder. The birds, the bunnies, the deer, like all that stuff. Yeah, we live in the city, but there's been deer in front of our house. So.
City-ish. We're outside of the big city. We're close. We are in a city.
We have some
closer
woods near, though.
Yeah, we're close to wooded area, which also not too far from here is like county-ish area.
Yeah, true. Anyways,
Still don't know how that deer got in a neighborhood and was in our front yard. Like he must have been like hopping backyards, and I mean, I don't know. Was he just like walking down the street and just like chilling? Stop, got him a soda. I don't know.
Just checking out stuff, scoping out the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So yeah, YouTube. We got prep starting. We got Jessie's prep still going till July. We'll go from there, see how it goes. After that, she'll probably. She's going to go into an off season.
Oh, yeah.
We have some work to do on the upper body. And yeah, we got the YouTube. We have our Phoenix on demand that we launched like a week or so ago.
Yeah.
That is our workout only option. Think of it like Netflix, but for workout programs. So if you're if you go to the gym all the time and you don't really know what you're doing or feel confident in what you're doing, you want some structure, you want a way to track your workouts, an app, you can put your progress pictures in, track your weight trends, your macros. You can set up like MyFitnessPal, all that stuff in there.
You sync your smartphone to it so it'll log all your steps.
Yep. It's a great option and it's affordable. It costs, like the price of a coffee a week. Right. So it starts at $8.99. We have two different options for the on-demand. It's $8.99, $13.99. $13.99 will get you like a resource center too. So if you need more help or you want recipe ideas, things like that, it's pretty great. We're still adding to the workout library. We'll take suggestions as well. But for now, there's enough in there to get started. And we're kind of just...
There's quite a bit in there. Now.
Yeah, we're building up. We have 2, 3, 4-day programs right now. We're also going to be adding in our personal workout program. So it's like, do the workout that your coach is doing, or do the workout that Brittany's doing, or do the workout that James is doing. And, if you're in that position to do that, you can. It's just an option.
I think that's cool. I really think that's a cool option. And the feedback I've gotten from people is they love it. They love it. They can track their things. It gives them direction, and they're able to track their progress and everything, and without having to go out and hire a coach.
Yeah.
And because that, some people just aren't ready for that. Maybe they don't need the accountability. Maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe they just need some direction and some information, because that resource center is extensive, and we have videos on all types of topics. going through food and training and all kinds of everything.
And we're just going to keep adding to that as well too. So it's a growing, it's a growing section. We also have our elite coaching, which is our group coaching program, and it's awesome. Like, you're going to pick one of our done for you workout programs. Instead of just doing one like historically, a lot of group programs like will create one workout program or like a couple different ones, and like you just pick which one you want to do. We don't feel like that works best for everybody. So we want to give everybody the chance to make it as individualized as possible. So you will pick the workout that works best for you out of our program. So if you need a 2-day program, a body weight program, a dumbbell program, like there's something in there for you.
At home, in the gym, body weight only.
So, our group coaching, our elite coaching is going to include our on-demand, which will include all the workout programs and the resource center. You're also going to have like a private elite coaching community where all of the coaches, myself, James, Jessie, and our brand new coach, Leanda, which is another thing. We will all be in the community, and you will have an assigned coach that will work with you in the group. This isn't like personal
one-on-one.
It's not one-on-one. So all communication will be done in the group.
The group setting.
But it's a really great program, and I feel like it's great for those who maybe want some more accountability and a little bit of guidance, but don't necessarily need the extensive one-on-one that comes with our VIP coaching.
Yeah.
Now don't get me
wrong,
middle
like ground.
Historically, like we've only offered VIP coaching.
Yeah.
And we've worked with hundreds of women over the last several years. And, we're excited to be able to bring two levels of, coaching options to our business.
That's because we've listened to the people, and there are people who at times like they need help. They want to get started, but possibly, are not able to afford one-on-one coaching. Maybe that's just not in the cards for them at that time. So, but this is more doable for them.
Yeah. So that's our little shameless plug about our offerings.
Yeah, I have no shame talking about our business on our podcast.
Shameless. There's no shame.
She threw up quotations on me.
So you can find out more about those at our website, www.transformwithphoenix.com. Of course, it's always linked into the show notes and stuff like that. Moving on, we did bring on a new coach, Coach Leanda. She's awesome. She's a former client of mine. She worked with me for 6 months. She has experience in social work, and she actually owns her own social practice. So her communication skills are amazing, and she is going to be such a great coach. And I feel like she'll really help bring a well-balanced, program.
Her great communication skills are going to balance out my poor communication skills.
I mean, her communication skills and the way that she talks to people are spot on. She's very caring, and she's going to be a great asset to the team. And we'll be getting her, she's already on the website. She's already taking clients, in the elite coaching setting. She's not taking VIP clients yet, but we will get there soon. She's on the website. She's in the app community. And then, what was I going to say?
Just the way that she, in messages, the way that she words them, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
She big brain.
Oh my gosh. She's going to think she's talking, I don't know. I don't even want to respond. I just throw an emoji out there. She's going to totally hate me. But we'll get there,
Yeah.
You're going to be so disappointed when you talk to me.
She's awesome. We're really excited to have her. So now you have the choice of 4, and James is outnumbered big time. We got 3 ladies and a fella.
Yeah.
So you have Jessie. So let's talk about the coaching types a little bit while we're on the topic, because we actually did a coaching personality quiz that we put together, and it was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, and I didn't like the results.
anyways.
It's not that I didn't like the results. I thought they just, I don't know. It's just like everything. Like to be more accurate, I don't know.
Well, it's hard to be accurate with something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you can
So
go ahead.
you have 4 different coaches, and we all are different. Now, Jessie is our little disciplinarian.
Yeah.
I think that's the best word I could find out for her. She is very much like, this is the plan. Like, I want you to do the plan.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's her coaching type. She does care about people deeply. She's just more of a like less BS type of approach. Like just do the work.
Yeah.
I feel like you and I are very similar in our coaching. I'm just a little bit more direct. We're both very compassionate and caring, and like we get really involved with our clients, and they would see us both like as a friend,
Yeah.
but also like professional at the same time. So I feel like we're both similar there. I think you're a little bit more like empathetic than I am.
That could be true.
And that's what like the directness, like I am just more direct. Like I can be mean, I can be a
Oh, I know you
disciplinarian,
can be mean,
but
like all
I'm
day.
not until I have to be. Like, I try to meet every person where they are, and sometimes, that leads to a point where I have to be brutally honest.
Yeah. And I'm like, please don't make me be brutally honest. Please don't make me do tough love. Like, I don't want to do tough love. Like, come on, like, let's figure this out. I don't like tough love. I mean, it's necessary at times, and I do use it. Just like I need someone to give me tough love sometimes, but it's definitely not the part of the process that I enjoy at all. It's not because I've had coaches in the past that were just aren't even on our in our category. It's just like, here's the plan. If you don't do it, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what? No excuses. Sometimes things don't go all according to plan. So
I feel like Leanda is gonna be like a problem solver. Like I feel like she's gonna really hone in on some motivational interviewing skills, and I feel like she's gonna be able to help people like dig into their reasons
oh yeah.
because of her background in social work, and like just that's her career. So
it could be she could be an amazing asset and just bring a whole new dynamic to like you're saying with the understanding why we do what we're doing or making choices that we are. And
well, and really just like knowing like what to say and how to ask the questions. Like I utilize motivational interviewing in my coaching. And like there's a way that you talk to people and like questions that you ask them, like that you ask them so that they come up with their own solutions and their own answers. And you're not just like telling them the answers. You're not telling them how they feel or, what they can do to improve, instead of being like, hey, you should do X, Y, and Z this next week. And we do like, hey, what is something that you feel like you can accomplish this next week? Like what is one step that you feel like you can take over the next week? So like you're encouraging them to do the work themselves and, to use their brain themselves instead of just telling them
and also
what to do.
Some people like myself at times bucket authority. It's like when somebody just tells me, hey, do this, like my initial reaction is always like, F you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like but you say that exact same thing and you put will you in front of it or can you? I'm like, and it's always a yes. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. But if you just say do this, I'm like, what? I don't know who you think you talking to, bro. Bro, you got me messed up. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not. I mean, I'm old, but not grown.
Yeah, you old, definitely.
Okay, Miss Gray Hairs. You got some too.
At least I have hair.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. Wow. Look, this is a choice on the sides.
Whatever you say.
On the sides, it's still a choice.
Whatever you say.
It's not much of a choice, but it's a choice.
So, the last couple of weeks have definitely been busy and crazy, and there's been a lot going on. We've had some losses too. I've had some losses the last week. Two acquaintances, one good friend passed away, one to cancer. Another one was 20 years old. I was there at the hospital when he was born. He died in a head-on crash. And then another one was like one of my daughter's friend's mom. She passed away as well. And it's been a huge like reality check to like life. And I've kind of like poured myself into my shit this week. And it was like, I had to keep going. It's like, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. You won't think, just keep moving. And I think that's the first time I've had like that kind of feeling since we've had like the negative shit that we were trying to work through. But it was like a reality check because like my friend that passed away from cancer, like we just found out about it like 6 weeks ago. It was like Easter Sunday that she found out. And I didn't even find out until like a week and a half, 2 weeks later. And it was just so fast. And she's just a few years older than me. And, it's, we're recording this today. It's Mother's Day. So like, her son, like anyways, it's just a really hard reality check. Her husband, her mom, like their family, like it's just a lot to, like absorb and process. And then I had a family member who had a stroke. Like when I tell you this week was like crazy, it was crazy, but it also makes me realize the importance of taking care of myself now. Like I'm 35, I'll be 36 in July. And, I'm not getting any younger. My body is not going to get any younger than it is right now. Like as I get older, like aches and pains that I have now, like those will just continue to get worse if I don't take care of myself. Like I can minimize that. It doesn't mean that it'll go away, but I can minimize it and like deal with it. And it just makes me like want to keep going and like take care of myself because I don't want to shorten my lifespan from my lifestyle choices. I don't want to, when I get older, like I want to live. Yeah. Like I don't want to just live now. Like I want to live throughout the length of my life. When I'm older and I'm retired, like I want to be active in retirement. I don't want to have to use a walker to get around or, be so weak and febrile that I can't like
spend all this time and your whole life to finally make it to retirement.
And then you can't enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. Like you're spending all their time going back and forth to doctors and you're physically unable to do things. Some of that is out of your control, but a lot of things, are in our control. Our lifestyle choices, our what we decide to eat, how active we are, and some of these habits of drinking and all that stuff. Like all that stuff,
it's fun now, but what are you gonna do like when it really impacts you?
Yeah, you're trading like this really, really temporary pleasure, like this little moment. I mean, the long-term effects, they just add up. Those one little things here and there, like it's not just it's very detrimental, but like all these things, like I look back at my life and like what I did to myself in my all my 20s and part of my 30s, like, boy, I did some damage to me, and if I'd have kept going there, I may have not be here now, really, and because I've made those bad decisions and, I did all the things that everybody else has done and then sometimes 10, like I'm trying to minimize the damage that did. I'm trying to repair my body because like, I want my next 30 years to be great. Yeah. Like
And like genetics do play a role in some things, but a lot of the conditions, like a lot of medical conditions today, are because of poor lifestyle choices. It's so much easier. We've talked about this in so many podcasts, but just like being so sedentary, like not even getting 5,000 steps a day. Like, do you know how much you're sitting to not get 5,000 steps a day?
3,000 steps.
Yeah. I mean,
These
we can have a
numbers are
completely fucking lazy day on the couch where we're doing nothing and I'll still hit 3,000 steps a day.
easy. I'll have we've had the flu
Yeah.
or a stomach virus and hit 4,000 steps. Just going to the bathroom, to the kitchen, to the couch, back to the bed, take a nap, get up, eat, go back to the couch. Like,
Walking
I don't,
is just one of the easiest things that you can do to improve your life.
I really can't. Like, I wish there was like a live feed to watch somebody do only less than 3,000 steps a day. Because I really wanted to see it. Like, that would be something for me to actually like witness. Like, I pee so much that I would hit those steps just peeing.
It is crazy though, because it's one of the like I feel like it should be a requirement. Like if you're struggling, with body fat levels and health conditions, and like before jumping on phentermine or the GLP-1s and stuff like that, like you should have to show proof that you have been consistently getting in enough daily movement. You have been consistently getting in enough quality food. And I'm not saying that you can't ever eat fun food. We eat fun food too. But when eating fun food is the norm and eating quality food is the rare occasion, that's a problem. It needs to be reversed.
And it's like, yeah, you got to prove that you'll put some effort into like changing your life other than saying, hey, I want this, and put that shot in my arm for each week or whatever, and then you don't change anything. Like, all those health complications and things are still going to be there. You're still not moving.
Yeah, the habits aren't there.
Now you're just going to lose body weight,
which is
half of it's going to be muscle.
Yeah.
So now you're actually going to be weaker, and it
would put you at risk for more conditions as you continue to age, especially like if you're postmenopausal or even perimenopausal, and you're not strength training. Your bone density decreases significantly in the first 7 years of menopause.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're just putting yourself at risk. If you have one fall, like, what bone are you going to break? Because that's what you're looking at.
Yeah. And that's why.
And if you're extremely like out of shape, overweight, and you fall, can you get back up? Like, that's a big issue. One of the things that I would work with like my older clients with, like when I was in the gym and stuff, is like getting up and down off the floor.
Yeah.
Because in an event where you're by yourself and you fall, like, what do? Just lay there until somebody comes to get you? Like, those are important things I think often get overlooked, but it is the reality for many people, that if they fall, they couldn't get back up.
Or if you just, or not even fall, like you just, you're older and like you need to get down for something, like something's under the couch or something's under the bed. And then what if you got down there and you just couldn't get back up? Now what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you have your phone on you and maybe you can call somebody to come help, or maybe you don't. And then you're there until what? So hopefully somebody finds you.
Yeah. And I think it's just, we totally went off on tangent here.
That's
but
what we do.
I know.
We're the tangent twins.
It's like, basically what we're saying is like, you got to take care of yourself now, because we're so wrapped up in living right now. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't live present in your life, but your life doesn't just involve right now. Like, we're thinking long term here. And of course, like, not every day is promised, whatever. But it's just, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to get at. It's just,
I mean, you can live in the moment without being detrimental to your health.
I fully enjoy my life.
We're present in our everyday, and we don't. There's a lot of things there are things that we don't do that are very common and socially acceptable, but we don't do those things because we've chosen not to. We're more present than ever in my entire life. I believe we are more present in our every single day, every single moment. And I enjoy.
Sober through
I'm sober through everything. I'm
sober through it all. We go on vacation. We're sober through it. We're not numb through the experience. Like, Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with drinking on vacation, so don't take it like I'm saying that. I'm just saying that for us personally, like being present in the moment, like there's not ever a moment where we're buzzed and we're like questioning what happened. Like we're present through it all.
I don't wake up with regret
or feeling like shit.
anxiety.
Yeah.
And also when life is bad, when life goes bad, I can deal with it without seeking some temporary relief that doesn't help at all. If it just makes it worse. But like I'm present. I can be there through that rough time for my family. Or
If I have a hard day, I don't have to top that day off with an alcoholic beverage at night. Like I can just be like, you know what? I'm gonna go to bed early tonight.
and I can be like, well, she's had a bad day. I'm gonna rub her feet. I think that's all we got. I got some lotion. Let's rub some feet.
What you do is going to be different, of course, from us, and we're not saying like do
No,
what we
but
do
I'm saying,
at all.
like,
But find your balance, and your balance. Like you should be making choices that support you long term more often than not. That's basically what I'm at. It's like, have fun, but be reasonable.
Yeah.
If you're doing okay through the week and then you just say fuck it every weekend and you go out, you get trashed, you eat every meal out, you eat multiple meals out, like that's not good.
And also be honest with yourself too, because you may have some of these things coming up. If you're, getting up there in age a little bit, and it doesn't take much in age, for these consequences to start coming up from choices that you made in your past and in your present. Be honest with yourself that, like, God, this is actually happening because of these choices.
30s will hit you hard.
They will hit you.
Those reality checks come in.
When you get, I'm knocking on 40's door, like it's real close, and my body's a little different these days in all kind of ways. But like, you got to be honest. Like, all right, what I did, I caused this. And
what can I do to make it better?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it's your responsibility to do that. Like, it's not anybody else's. Like, you're responsible for your own body, health, happiness, all that. Like, God, like, ugh. It's so heartbreaking when somebody is having those things and it comes to us and like, hey, I'm having these things. I want to change. Da 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 da. And we're all on board. We're like, great. And we come up with this great program and this strategy and all stuff. And they don't even start.
Mm-hmm.
Like this very long story. I got to do this for my kids. I got to do this for my family. I got to be there to walk my daughter down the aisle. Can you get 5,000 steps? Nope. Or we won't even do that.
Yeah.
Hey, I need. We're gonna set a water goal. Won't drink water. You alone do the workouts and watch what they eat. We're just talking about walking. It's like, wow, you said you loved your daughter and wanted to walk her down the aisle and be in her life, but you won't walk 5,000 steps for her. You're real.
That's the reality. Like walking is just one of the easiest steps that you can take in this journey. But we're gonna wrap this up here.
Yeah, I'm getting a little heated.
I know. Because the tangent was real. Basically, just kind of summing up, like this was a shitty week. It was a reality check for me personally. I know it was a reality check for you because you were dealing with me and my feels.
I was just trying to be as supportive as possible and letting you process. So at times, like I don't always know what to do. Sometimes I just step back and I'm here, and let you feel what you need to feel and how you feel.
Well, we know this was a heavier episode at the end. It was kind of light in the beginning and then it went right.
Yeah.
So, just take care of yourself before it's too late. Don't get, to the point where you're getting older and then you have regrets, that you're like, I wish I would have done this when I was younger. Cause I hear that a lot. I wish I would have done this when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
I wish I would have taken care of myself so I don't hurt so much now. Like now is the time to start. Even if you're older, like it's not too late. Like you can still improve the quality of your life. And it's so important.
It really is. Getting older is fun. And your perspective on everything shifts. My idea of fun has shifted, my priorities, everything. And I just hope and pray that everybody kind of makes it to that point and then act on that.
Great episode.
Sorry, I got serious.
So
It's a new microphone.
this was a long one. So we hope y'all enjoy our little recap and you stick around and listen and,
Yeah.
we look forward to getting back on track with this, and we'll talk to y'all again next week.
Talk to you later.
We're out. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Macros, Mindset, and Muscles. Until next time,
I'm James.
I'm Brittany. We're out.